A Step into the Past Volume 13 Chapter 11. Book 13 Chapter 11 Exposing the Scheme. When Xiang Xiaolong and the 18 guardians arrived at the west gate, they ran into Ji Yanran and the rest who are about to return to the city. The carriages stopped along the wide road leading to the west gate. Xiang Xiaolong leapt down his horse and went to say hi to the ladies. Everybody have red and healthy-looking faces, showing that they had a generous amount of exercise. Xiang Bao'er saw Xiang Xiaolong and waved his little hand calling him father. Zhao Ji was annoyed. Are you so busy that you cannot visit us? Xiang Xiaolong laughed along. After the hunting fair, I will spend more time with all of you. Wu Tingfang proudly state, ignore him Sister Ji. We will have a good time with Sister Qing. Xiang Xiaolong reached out through the window and pinched the cute face of his son. He spoke briefly with the Tian sisters before he went to the second carriage. When the blind was lifted, it revealed Ji Yanran and Qinqing seated inside. Qinqing's face was slightly red and was staring viciously at him. Xiang Xiaolong's heart began to thump harder. Ji Yanran smiled sweetly and gently asked, "Hubby is going to the western suburbs." Xiang Xiaolong nodded and take this opportunity to inform Qinqing, the residents of Pingyuan province are rebelling. This rebellion is likely to be linked to Lord Jailing. Lu Bue has been notified and I am fully in charge of this matter. Grand Tutor Qin can set your mind at ease. Qinqing could not stand his strong gaze and lowered her face. It was a magical and romantic moment. Ji Yanran trembled slightly and asked in a low voice, Lu Bue has been especially kind to you. Xiang Xiaolong remembered the marriage proposal and nodded. Ji Yanran intimately whispered into his ear, he really wants to kill you. That is why he is doing all these things to make people less suspicious of him. If you don't believe me, you can try asking Empress and Crown Prince. You will discover that Lu Bue has given them a misleading impression of the hostility between you and him. AI. Hubby is too trusting. Xiang Xiaolong was shocked but still have some doubts about it. He frantically nodded his head. Ji Yanran slapped his shoulder and cooed, think about it. With Lu Bue's intelligence, how can he not spy on Lord Jailing and need you to remind him? If Lord Jailing is rebelling, he will be the happiest man in Qin. Qinqing heard these words and her face is filled with care and concern. Xiang Xiaolong's body trembled and was finally enlightened. He bowed, thanks for wife's reminder. Xiang Xiaolong learned something today. Ji Yanran looked at Qinqing who was staring at Xiang Xiaolong. Noticing Ji Yanran penetrating gaze at her, she guiltily lowered her head. Ji Yanran shot Xiang Xiaolong another look and intimately advised, be careful. When the carriages are far away. Xiang Xiaolong consolidated his thoughts and rode towards the western suburbs, however, his mood is very different from before. Riding Jiafeng and escorted by the 18 guardians, he sped all the way. The carriages transporting goods and other items to the hunting grounds formed a long queue and the atmosphere is very lively. Beside the official road are ancient forests with giant pine trees that are a few hundred years old. After leaving the city for 3 miles, the flat roads start to fluctuate up and down depending on the terrain. Every time they rode up a hill, they can see River Jing flowing in the southeast direction. Below them, logs are flowing down the river towards the camping grounds. The logs will be used to build the campsite and inspection square. Spring is now slowly being taken over by summer and the strong wind is blowing through the grasslands and forests alike, making Xiang Xiaolong feel extremely comfortable. Listening to the peaceful rustling sounds of the leaves, his thinking becomes very clear. The Jing River is a few thousand miles long and it is intersected by many small rivers. The thick forests and wide grasslands is home to many unique birds and beasts. They rode through a deep valley with clouds on both sides of the slopes and the roads begin to widen. River Jing continued to flow in front of them and the thick pine trees are like poles pointing to heaven. Across the fresh green grasslands, there were countless tents that were pitched in an orderly manner. Thousands of palace guards and cavalry soldiers are busy with preparations and they have built 2 wooden bridges that go across River Jing. Xiang Xiaolong stopped on a hill and looked around him. The grass straightened and bent down according to the wind, and there are clusters of trees here and there. Herds of deer, horses, sheep, and other wild animals are gathered around the river shore, drinking to their heart's content, occasionally letting out a small cry. Tomorrow, they will be the targets of the hunters. The sun began to shift to the west, where high mountains are stacked upon one another. That is where the most ferocious wild beasts roam. Xiang Xiaolong believed that with all the thick forests surrounding the camping grounds, it is a piece of cake to hide an entire army. With his trained eye, he quietly scanned the surroundings and quickly grasped the geographical advantages and disadvantages. He then rode towards the main camp near the river. The air is filled with sounds of horses braying and dogs barking. An enormous flag embroidered with the word Aqin is flying grandly, competing with the beautiful clouds for everyone's attention. As he rode past them, the workers will stop and greet him. Leading the guardians, he rode past several tents belonging to the various high-ranking officials and generals before he came to the centralized main tent. Lord Chen Guen is instructing his men to construct wooden gates in all four sides of the slope, providing additional protection to the main tent. There are 10 odd tents on this flat hilltop. Except for Xiao Pan and Zhu Ji, the rest of the tents belonged to the other members of the royal family. Xiang Xiaolong jumped down his horse and questioned, "Why are you building the gates now? Isn't it too hasty?" Lord Chen Guen replied, "It is Premier Lu's idea. He received news about the Ping Yuan province rebellion and insisted that I build the gates by tomorrow morning." Xiang Xiaolong thought to himself that it was a narrow escape. Ji Yanran is right. Lu Bue knew about Lord Jialing's rebellion a long time ago and acted ignorant to deceive him, causing him to let down his guard and even mistook Lu Bue for really forgiving him. Lord Chen Guen pointed to a group of men beside the river and commented, "Both assistant generals are there playing with the hunting dogs. My stubborn sister is there as well. She is the one dressed in a white and green warrior suit, the one dressed in yellow and purple is Lu Danner." He added in a low voice, "Has Big Brother spoken to you?" Xiang Xiaolong nodded his head slightly. "Is there no one your sister likes among all the young men in Xianyang City? For example, Ngu is even a better catch than myself." Lord Chen Guen sighed. "Ngu is a talented man who is comparable to Xiaolong. However, they grew up together and treat each other like siblings, so it is impossible for them to fall in love." Pausing, he added, "Qin is unlike the 6 states and it is very common for people to have premarital 5ex. Ying Ying has dated several guys before but none of them lasted long enough. She became serious only after she met you." Xiang Xiaolong countered, "She is only serious about Guanzongzi. The two of you are forcing me to join this disadvantageous competition." Lord Chen Guen laughed along, "It is because we admired you. Hey! We dote on our sister dearly. Actually Zongzi is not bad and he is a good fighter. Unfortunately, he is Lu Bue's man." Cheers can be heard from the crowd. Guanzongzi had put on his armor and was playing with one of the hunting dogs. Xiang Xiaolong climbed onto Jiafeng and remarked, "Here I go." Lord Chen Guen hurriedly asked for a horse and rode with him towards the crowd. Escorted by a large body of men, both men came to the edge of the crowd and dismounted. Teng Yi was focused on observing Guanzongzi's intricate footsteps. When he saw Xiang Xiaolong, he had a serious expression on his face. After he waved to Lord Chen Guen, he hinted at Xiang Xiaolong to accompany him to one side. Arriving at a cluster of rocks near the river, he reported, "This man is extraordinarily shrewd. Even under such circumstances, he is still hiding his true abilities. What a frightening character." Xiang Xiaolong glanced back at them and nodded in agreement, "He is the most dangerous swordsman we have ever come across. This man had reached a very high level of swordsmanship and I have never seen any more who can breathe so calmly. I admit that I have not reached his level of cultivation." Teng Yi smiled, "But you are someone who never underestimate your enemy. If it was Jing Jun, he would never believe that someone can be better than him." Xiang Xiaolong laughed, "Right. Where is that kid?" Teng Yi replied, he is out surveying. The more we know about the hunting grounds, the better chance we have at killing Moao. How is your leg injury? Xiang Xiaolong replied, much better, but I still cannot run or the wound will reopen for sure. Teng Yi advised, when I changed your dressing this morning, the swelling has subsided. Based on your physique, you should recover fully after 2 days. Xiang Xiaolong happily state, now, I must thank Tian Dan for injuring me. It will be harder for Lu Bue to kill me now. Teng Yi was stunned, didn't third brother say Lu Bue is patching up with you? Xiang Xiaolong heaved a sigh and repeated Ji Yanran's words. He also told him about the Ping Yuan province rebellion and Lord Jailing's scheme. Teng Yi thought carefully and affirmed, I will handle Lord Jailing. If necessary, we will use our elite army. We must not let Guanzongzi gain this honor. As he spoke, they noticed Guanzongzi, Lord Changwen, Lu Danner, and Ying Ying walking towards them. Teng Yi winked at him and whispered, I will go and join little June. And slipped away. From afar, Lord Changwen winked and shouted, Official Xiang, let's test the target boards at the archery grounds. Official Guan has an iron bow that only he is able to pull apart. Xiang Xiaolong was agonized. Lord Changwen is trying to create an opportunity for him to put down Guanzongzi in front of the 2 girls. Xiang Xiaolong knew himself too well. He may be considered an expert archer, but he is still inferior to Wang Jian, Teng Yi, and even the dead Lian Jin. As long as Guanzongzi is a better archer than Lian Jin, he will be humiliated. Guanzongzi raised his hands to show his innocence, I am not harboring any intention of winning. It is Lord Changwen and the 2 misses who wanted Brother Xiang to show us your skills. Xiang Xiaolong cursed secretly and acted apologetic, I am afraid I have to disappoint official Guan. My leg injury has yet to fully recover and it is not advisable for me to exert any strength. I think we can just watch official Guan perform. Guanzongzi was startled, forgive my impertinence. I noticed that official is walking normally and thought that you have recovered. Ying Ying's face turned cold, is official Xiang making excuses? Lu Danner spat, coward. Dragging Ying Ying, she unhappily turned around and shouted to Guanzongzi, official Guan. Let's find something else to do. Guanzongzi humbly paid his respects and left with the 2 girls. They left Xiang Xiaolong and Lord Changwen smiling bitterly at each other. Xiang Xiaolong thought of Tu Xian's appointment and bade farewell, returning back to Xianyang City. On the way back, he thought of the girls' cynical expressions but did not feel bad at all. He was amazed at his own change. In his wild days in the 21st century, he must win every fight and every drinking contest. He has lost his eagerness to be the victor in everything. Now he looks at the bigger picture and does not mind these insignificant losses. That is why he is not bothered about the girl's vicious attitude. Maybe he has finally matured. Back at Xianyang City, there was still some time, so he returned to Wu residence first. He checked with Tao Fang about the Zhou siblings and went to visit them. Tao Fang has given them a nice accommodation in the East Garden near where the guardians are sleeping. It is quite a comfortable place to stay. When Xiang Xiaolong stepped into the small hall, the pretty Zhou Wei is busy sewing in one corner while Zhou Yang was fiddling with a small metal mechanism on the table. When they saw him coming in, they hurriedly got up to greet him. It may be due to sympathy that Xiang Xiaolong is especially caring towards them. He smiled at Zhou Wei, is Miss Zhou making new clothes? Zhou Wei's face reddened and she lowered her head, replying, N. Xiang Xiaolong was feeling strange at her shyness and sat down on the other side of the table. Gesturing for them to sit down too, he asked Zhou Yang, what is that toy you are playing with? Zhou Yang handed him the metal piece and replied, this is a wrist guard for a hunting eagle to perch on. Watch. He lifted his sleeve and showed Xiang Xiaolong his left wrist. There were over 10 scars on his wrist. Xiang Xiaolong was interested and asked, so Brother Zhou is an expert in shipbuilding and eagle rearing. Since there is a wrist guard, why are you still injured by the eagle claws? Zhou Yang answered, the wrist guard is meant for new eagles. An expert can train the eagle to vary its clawing strength. These scars are accumulated before I was 15. Since then, I have no accidents with them anymore. Xiang Xiaolong reasoned, in this case, Brother Zhou must be an expert eagle handler. Zhou Yang humbly replied, that was in the past. Now, I felt guilty towards them. Under their fierce stares, I dare not rear them anymore. Xiang Xiaolong thought for a while and instructed, from today onwards, Brother Zhou need not worry about his next meal or being bullied. Just focus on developing this and it may help me in the future. Zhou Yang was delighted and his eyes were shining. I dare not disobey Master Xiang's orders. Hey! You can call me Little Liang. I dare not be addressed as Brother Zhou. Xiang Xiaolong officially state, I have never regarded Brother Zhou as an outsider. You should not call me Master Xiang too. Can I ask you what is the secret of rearing eagles? How long does it take to train one and what are they capable of? Zhou Yang brightened up and proudly revealed, first, you must know which eagles are trainable. The easiest to train are king eagles who share human instincts. After that, you need plenty of patience and hard work. The eagle must be reared from young and need about a year to be fully trained. Hey! Hunting is nothing to them. The pinnacle of rearing eagles is to train warrior eagles. They can chase the enemy from the sky, spy on surroundings and assassinate someone. They can be a formidable weapon. It is now Xiang Xiaolong's turn to brighten up. He excitedly instructed, we must not delay any further. Brother Zhou shall look for your king eagle tomorrow. I will send some men to accompany you and make it easier for you. Zhou Yang received his order gratefully. Xiang Xiaolong noticed that it is about time to go and he bade farewell. Stepping out of the door, Zhou Wei's voice rang out, Official Xiang. Xiang Xiaolong turned around and smiled, what can I do for Miss Zhou? Zhou Wei came to him and shyly asked, Big brother has an assignment on hand. What about me? Xiang Xiaolong gently replied, your brother will rear eagles and you will sew clothes. Isn't that what both of you are doing? Zhou Wei's face turned even redder and slowly state, I wish to wait upon master. Will you please give your consent? From her expression, he knew that it is not as simple as it looks. She is willing to sleep with him for the rest of his life. He cannot blame her as he probably is her dream man. Moreover, it is a way of repaying her gratitude to him. Xiang Xiaolong smiled, that is too tough for you. Let me think about it and decide tomorrow. Zhou Wei shook her head with determination, unless Master Xiang despises me and finds me clumsy, I have decided to wait on you for the rest of my life. Frankly, Xiang Xiaolong is also tempted by this pretty woman in front of him. Agonized, he thought that he will just agree for the time being and decide later. He sighed, you are making things difficult for me. For the time being, we shall follow your wishes. But before he can finish speaking, Zhou Wei joyfully interrupted, thanks for your approval. With a contented look, she turned back into the house. Xiang Xiaolong can only leave the house with a bitter smile on his face.